In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the pros and the cons of Exp Realty. So if this is a brokerage that you're considering joining, then you're going to want to stay to the end to figure out if it's the right brokerage for you. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Andrew Dunn, and over the last few years, I've helped sell billions in real estate for agents and brokers across all of North America. And along with my partner, we actually sell homes in Boca Raton in Florida, and we've also helped over 100 agents go $100,000 and up in GCI through our coaching program and also internally in our organization at Exp Realty. So if you're thinking about joining Exp, then click the link down below. We would love to have a chat. Now, in today's video, we're going to be discussing if Exp is actually going to be the brokerage for you. We're going to be running through some of the pros and cons of the brokerage, and ultimately for you to make an informed decision of whether you like the sound of it. So let's dive right in. So the first con, and this is something we hear a lot at Exp, and it's a real shame because the model is amazing, is the whole recruiting aspect. Now, a lot of people have a very sour taste in their mouth about this, and yet in reality, it's actually beneficial for you. It's a decentralized recruiting model. So rather than other brokerages having a full-time recruiter in-house who just gets paid to recruit, you basically get paid to bring on amazing agents and help train them and help them be successful. All right. But we understand that a lot of people at Exp have basically just spam emailed, blasted, called, text, whatever, DM'd saying, hey, come and join Exp. And ultimately their alignment is completely wrong, which is why people do have that sour taste in their mouth. So the second con is actually the splits and cap. Now, this really does depend on how successful you are as an agent and also the specific deal that you have brokered with your current brokerage. So there is obviously 100% commission brokerages out there. You know, there is people who've brokered 95 5s, 90 10s, whatever that might be. At Exp, it's an 80-20 with a $16,000 cap. The difference is with Exp, if you icon, so for example, you hit cap, which is doing about 100,000 in GCI, then you do about another 20 deals or so. There is a couple of different levels to it, depending on if you're in the luxury market or a normal market. You actually get that cap back in stock awards. So you actually get paid the $16,000 back in Exp stock. So essentially it's free, right? And then that gets vested over a certain period of time. So number three, and this is one that is actually getting diminished by the day, is the whole Exp has no offices. So Exp as a brokerage doesn't actually own any offices. Say like, you know, Remax, KW, Century 21, Berkshire Hathaway, they all own brick and mortar offices. With Exp, they don't. They're a cloud-based model. But the main thing is a lot of big teams now own offices. So for example, the office we're in isn't actually owned by us. It's owned by another team at Exp, and we have free access to use it. There's a lot of huge offices now all over the country where Exp is basically got a foothold that you can actually use. And over the next decade or so, even less probably, I think the whole Exp has no offices will be completely null and void because already there is literally hundreds of offices that you can visit. So now piling into the pros of the model. So the first one I'm going to split into two. This is actually something amazing for me. I was a business owner long before I got into even real estate, and it's to do with the core values and the collaboration within the company. So kind of split it into two there. The core values, which is a decentralized model. It's about giving more back to the agents with the boots on the ground through the stock awards, through the revenue share programs, things like that. It just feels so much better to be here. And it's such a collaborative environment where people genuinely want to help you succeed. It's not this falsified, like, yeah, I want you to do well, but not quite as well as me. The thing about Exp is a lot of agents are coming here because they realize the retirement opportunities here with, you know, the stock awards and the revenue share programs and things of that nature. So the more they actually help agents up and coming to succeed and hit their goals, the better they also do. So everyone is incentivized for a joint vision, which is what I really love about Exp. We've got tens of thousands of agents and we're all pushing in the same direction, which is why we are growing so fast. So number 2 is a really interesting one. It's the fact that EXP takes all the broker owner liability. They take it all, which is why you see indie brokerages, also, bigger teams and things who have all this other responsibility and liability move over to EXP, because EXP actually takes all that off their hands and they absorb it. And obviously, the cap and paying in is part of, your fee towards that. But again, it's a $16,000 cap. And then after that, it's 100% commission. So you're seeing huge teams like Chuck Fazio had one of the biggest independent brokerages in the whole country moved over to EXP, right? I think he had over 900 agents. So it's taking all the bad stuff out of being that broker, all that responsibility, all that liability you've got, passing it off to EXP, but keeping all of the upsides. So number 3 actually ties into something I mentioned with number 1, which is actually the whole retirement and exit plan. So the 2 main ones with EXP are obviously the stock side of things and the revenue share side of things. Now, with the revenue share, it's 7 levels deep. So if you brought someone onto your team and then they went off and was successful, they grew their team and the person below them wanted to bring someone in, you're getting paid 7 levels deep with varying percentage. And that's cash paid straight into your bank. The other part is the stock option. So when you're selling homes, you actually get paid in stock. And like I mentioned earlier, if you icon, you actually can get all your $16,000 cap back in stock, right? Which vests over a certain period of time. These are investments. And these are your retirement plan. So as long as, as well as say investing in real estate, you could invest in other agents, help them be successful. And that's equivalent because you are building that revenue share, and also selling homes, you're building that stock portfolio. All right. So no other brokerage in the world is doing this. And that is why so many agents are earning 5 and 6-figure incomes month over month, because of these exact things. The 4th one is an important one. This is something I discuss a lot, which is branding. Now, branding is super important in real estate. You should have built one long ago. And if you're new in the business, you build one right now, because this is something that you own. All right. This is important. With EXP, they give you the autonomy. They don't have the same shackles with regards to branding and guidelines as a lot of other brokerages. So you really do have the autonomy and the freedom to go out there and present yourself in a way that best suits you and your market and your niche. So we've got a bit of a bonus section. We're going to call this middle ground. So the first one is it's a cloud brokerage and not a traditional brick and mortar. This serves a lot of high producers better than brick and mortar, but a lot of newer agents feel like it wouldn't serve them as well. I think that's more to do with their sponsor, but it is a technology. It's a cloud-based brokerage first, and then the offices are now getting built by teams along the way. It depends on how you feel about whether you want to be in person with everyone or whether you don't. It's completely preferential to you. And then number 2 is going back into the stock. Ultimately, EXP is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. So the stock goes both up and down. So there is obviously, like investing in any stock, there is a risk there. So it's just an important thing to bear in mind. If you're getting in and you're like, hey, the stock's $30 and you're just going to assume it's going to go to 100 and you're pinning all your hopes on that too, then that's also not a good thing. The thing about stocks is they are ultimately an investment, and your real estate career, you should see it as an investment too. So you come in, you make all your stock awards. Hopefully you get to that icon level with the right sponsor helping you achieve it. And then ultimately, 10, 20, 30 years out, you've built up this giant pool that you can then sell or do what you want with holding for even longer. It's completely up to you. But obviously, ultimately, it does go up and down. So I hope you've enjoyed this video breaking down some of the pros and cons of Exp Realty. If you've got any questions, drop them down below. If you would like to align yourself with me and my partner, Peter, then feel free to book a call with us at agentmaverick.com. There is a link in the description. We would love to have a chat with you about how we can help you succeed in your real estate business, help you grow to whatever levels you want. So agentmaverick.com, and then I will see you in the next one.